So my name is Ebony Antoine, and I am the founder and executive director of Broken by Violence. Broken by Violence is my way of giving back to my community. I know what it's like to be affected by gun violence personally. In 2010, I lost my husband, and after losing my husband and becoming a widow with 3 children, I realized there was a lack of services, and I decided to create what I couldn't find. So here you have it. I present you with Broken by Violence. What we're doing here is we're doing some storytelling. I believe that there's so much power in everyone's story. So we are here with Dr. Butler and Kuhn the Poet. And this is a great team that we're trying to get creative and start a platform where everyone can collectively tell their story, because there is a history to who we are, why we think the way we think, and why we create services and how we show up in this world.
Hi, my name is Dr. Lagana Butler, and I too was broken by violence and healed through action. I am so pleased to serve in this platform, providing space and holding space for our collective story, as well as our collective healing. I know that it is through tragedy that we often experience transformation. And so I welcome you, and I'm excited to hold space with you as we heal through the spoken word.
Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings, family. I was born Christopher Michael Kuhn. I was reborn and rebirthed as Kuhn the Poet, and ascended in position as Brother Kuhn. I too have been broken by violence and have reached breakthrough by the way of violence, by not becoming silent. And so we are here to hold space for others. I am here to hold space as a brother, and to encourage you to use your voice. This is a platform for those that have been broken and those that have reached their breakthrough and are willing to tell their story. Welcome.
Tonight, I'm so honored to have the opportunity to hold space for our founder, who will be sharing her story. As we thought about what do we call ourselves, or what do we name this sacred space, there was a word that was shared that really resonated with us, and we hope that it resonates with you. The word is spoken. Understanding that we heal as we share our stories. We were once silenced by violence, and because now we share our stories, we won't be in that same position anymore. There's a tagline that you'll hear from our founder that will resonate through all of our stories together. Let us give sacred energy and space for the story of our founder, Miss Ebony. We'll have Brother Kuhn open us up with a poetic word, and then we'll hear from her.
I speak these words spoken for the broken, for broken spirits, broken hearts, and broken minds. See, throughout our journey, we come to find that we all get a little lost sometimes. Said I speak these words spoken for the broken, for broken spirits, broken hearts, and broken minds. See, throughout my journey, I come to find that we all get a little lost sometimes, and sometimes we need help. And sometimes we need help admitting that we need help. We get so trapped in our thoughts thinking we can do it by ourselves, which just opens up a box of denial that gets compiled on the shelf. Then here comes a dark and heavy cloud that just won't go away now. But the main thing that's being weighed down is our health. See, like a deadly secret agent, this infection moves stealth, undetected, slowly disabling our system. Next thing you know, we're feeling disconnected, mind too cluttered to hear proper guidance. So now we're feeling misdirected, losing track of the path within, all because of this deadly pathogen called depression. So yes, I must stress. Stress does kill. I said, yes, I will stress. That stress does kill, but that spirit of depression can make you feel as if you're already dead. You lose the urge to live life, so you wake up just to go back to bed. No spiritual or physical appetite, and so your interior starts deteriorating because you're not properly fed, feeling like you never overcome this numbness from your heart and in your head. Pure pride has caused dry eyes with no tears left to be shed. No tools to fix what's been broken because those got locked in the shed. Feeling like you never overcome this numbness from your heart and your head. And I know personally, because personally, we all been there. And so I speak, and so we speak, and so she speak, and so now we all speak these words spoken for the times that we've been broken. Welcome to Spoken Family. Peace.
Thank you. We truly hear your heart, and as we wear ours.
Let's go.
Ebony, we hold space for you, sister.
So I am Ebony. I've been asked many times, who is Ebony? For many years, I thought Ebony was identified by the husband I had, the beautiful children I had, the life that we lived. But later was I to find out who Ebony really is when she stands alone. In 2010, when I lost my husband, I found the strength within me to stand when no one else was willing to stand with me. I found the strength to stand for my children because there was no one else there to help. So I'm gonna go a little further back. So I was raised, I'm a first generation born here in the US. My family's from Trinidad. My mother was a single parent of 3. She moved from New York when I was 3 years old to Oakland, California, where I was raised. Growing up in Oakland was rough in its own sorts. Some things that you never want to see that you absolutely see. But it gave me the vision to dream. My dream, which is crazy enough, is I didn't dream big. I just wanted to be someone's wife. I just wanted to be a wife. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to live that life, white picket fence. And by the grace of God, it was given to me. In '98, I met my husband, Corey Rojas. Corey was 6'3". He was Dominican and Black, handsome. He was raised in a 2-parent household, so he knew what it looked like to love. And he chose me. And when I say he chose me, he did the work. Coming out of Oakland, it wasn't very likely that I would meet somebody and they would love me and we would get married and live that life. But I got lucky. So needless to say, I had my daughter, who now is 21 years old. I then followed up 6 years later with my son, who is now 15 years old. Let's name him. My oldest is Courtney. My son, my only son, his name is Avion. My youngest, her name is Layla. She's now 11. So the fairy tale story ended abruptly on May 13th, 2010. I honestly can't tell you what happened. I have speculation of why this attack happened in my home. My husband was a witness, and when the police came knocking to a crime that happened outside of our home, I forgot all of the footprints that you learned growing up in urban areas, like not talking to the police. Because I was taken out of that environment, I thought it was okay. So when they knocked on the door, I invited them in. I don't know, at that point, I had been out of Oakland for so long, and the transition of what to do when the police come knocking about any witnesses kind of just left my whole livelihood. I just wanted to be a good person. So as I woke my husband up to answer the questions about the crime that happened outside of our house, it never ever came to me that this would be the demise of his life. This would take him away from his children and his children's children. I never thought other than to just help. So needless to say, May 13th, 2010, my husband was murdered. There was a knock at the door, and there were 10 bullets that went through my front door. That shattered my life, that shattered my dream, that changed me forever, but also introduced me to Ebony, who she is when she stands alone, who she is as a single mother, who she is as she walks with God and trust. So when I say that you don't know what happened, you have to put the pieces together because there was no justice. No one was held accountable. It was only speculation of what could have happened, why this could have happened. My husband was a hardworking man. We were church members. We raised our children. So it wasn't the obvious, oh, because he was a rival gang. It wasn't the obvious story that we act like people don't deserve to live because of the choices they make that are not inclined to choices that we make as civilians or as law-abiding citizens. So again, when I say speculation, I honestly, to this day, 10 years later, have no idea who murdered my husband, why, but Broken by Violence, that was my creation, because as I found myself standing alone, I went out looking for help. I needed to start all over. I needed a home. I was afraid to drive the car that I drive. I was afraid, honestly, I was afraid about the unknown. What's to come? Will I be strong enough? Will I make it? Will this pain and agony alone not be the demise of me mentally or physically? So overall, I can say that stepping into my transition as Ebony on many levels, life had definitely changed me. And what I didn't want is anyone else to ever have to endure the pain, the loneliness, the anxiety, the fear, the despair that I felt. So I believe there should be more programs that are dedicated or organized for gun violence survivors, whether it be a gentleman who has been a victim of gun violence, or like myself, a wife who has been affected by gun violence.
We may have been silenced by violence, but we break the cycle by by allowing our stories to be spoken. See, tonight is just the introduction of what it means to be heard, what it means to simply share our truth and allowing ourselves to be seen. There's no extra programming or extra time, but simply allowing space for our words, our stories to be echoed through our sense and our lens of truth. We look forward to allowing additional space, allowing time for all of us to experience the collective strength as we speak truth to power. We now end our segment and allow ourselves to experience the strength of Ebony's story. Close with another spoken word back home.
And we say, y'all gonna let us be what they wouldn't let us be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all gonna let us be what they wouldn't let us be. Yeah. You gonna let us be what they wouldn't let us be. You gonna let us be. You gonna let us be. My heart used to be hard to see, but now I show it easily. Being hard is too hard to be. But don't get it twisted. We learn how to be hard from these streets. When we were young, we couldn't kick it if you wasn't a beast. To run the jungle, you needed lion-like tendencies. To run the jungle, you needed lion-like tendencies. Cause you'll get tested on any day over anything. The wrong posture will have your head brought to your knees. And so I learned to keep my head on the swivel, but forward motion at all times. Staring too hard, you could be crossing the wrong line. More than 3 seconds of eye contact was considered too long of a time, cause you don't know who homie got beef with. He might start tripping on some paranoid PTSD tip, whip out the pistol and start busting and empty the full clip. Rest in peace to some of the homies that we went to school with. Rest in peace to some of the kids that we all grew with. True story and truth is, we all had our trauma. We all had dysfunction and we all had drama. Even a pastor kid will punch you out about his mama, grow up and then get tatted. Death over dishonor. But we like, y'all gonna let us be what they wouldn't let us be. And so we developed a peace there. Connect with your spirit and let you know you good here. Connect with your heart and let you know, yo sis, you good here. I wear my heart to let you know that I'm good here. I wear my heart to let you know that I'm good, let you know that I'm good, let you know that I'm good here. So just wear your heart to let them know that we good here. Ashe, peace.
Shay, thank you for joining us and thank you for holding space. Remember, we may have been silenced by violence, but we break the cycle by allowing our stories to be spoken. Thank you for joining us on our first segment of Spoken.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.